Steelfest 2019. Here we have some comeback cult act. Can you imagine? Cold and Oceans, the pre-hipsteric black metal band. Is that a correct word? I guess not, but that we shall soon find out. Welcome, Mr. Kena, vocalist, and Timo, guitar player. You just made a very nice early day Steelfest comeback show, can we call it that? And while not being a big in audience, you had some fanatics out there. How did it went, in your opinion?
How did it go?
Go.
It went.
Grammar police, thank you.
Yeah. It went fucking good because if you're thinking, well, maybe the first band's playing in this crowd today, and the crowd was pretty good. Not the bestest you can have, but
the best.
But the best. It was good. We had a good show with in linear, good sound, and the gig itself got really good.
Maybe it was too short.
It was too short.
You get only like 30 minutes.
Yeah, too short. Yeah.
You made You made comeback not only with And Oceans, but also your other band Festerday. And while I was paying attention to how your live performances, especially you, Timo, it is clear that your experience kind of shines through the playing. It's not like you're one of those new guys looking at the, like, oh, what shreds I'm gonna do and whatever. But you just are very confident despite this long break. How does that come out with your skill and experience?
I can't.
Of course, we are playing quite a lot with different bands, with my other bands, but I think there's always room to make it better. But this was like sixth or seventh gig with And Ocean, so we are just starting, and I think of course we are getting better and better all the time. But yeah,
it seems like. No matter that it was like 20 years, almost 20 years, let's more say like 17 years or so between your current gigs and the previous ones, but it seems like your outcome is like there was no pause at all.
Yeah, we are like fucking Led Zeppelin nowadays.
As legendary as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the thing is that, like I said earlier, that we have been playing with the other bands. The first gig after the last And Oceans gig 2005 was 2012, so it was seven years between my gigs. So, and now it has been like 7 years I have been gigging, more or less.
You also had this new kind of a mini release, which is an interesting format. As you can see, this is not 7-inch, but exactly 8-inch. What is this madness?
This is handmade, carved in stone and flesh and blood, and
semen and blood.
Yeah, semen and blood, like buried. But this is exceptional. You don't get this shit, from your discography.
What made you do this kind of a 8-inch release?
We got the opportunity to do something different, and And Oceans, we are always hyped and like to do something very odd.
You're not known as a conservative band, but quite the opposite. First of all, if we take a look at your name, And Oceans, which is kind of a hipster name when it comes to black metal, you also have these uncommon kind of especially you, the vocalist, you have a kind of uncommon way of, putting yourself on stage with weird masks or clothing. This time you were dressed as basically like a tribute to Abruptum.
Yeah.
Why?
No, not Abruptum. It.
Why so?
I was a big fan of Toni Särkkä.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, and when all the shit what he did with Vondur and Ophthalmia, it was a major, thing for my fucking personal life. As a person, I knew him, and rest in peace. Things can never be the same as they were. The same goes with And Oceans. We can never do anything like that again. We can do something good, but we can never do it again.
You're shedding your skin all the time.
Yeah.
So you're known for having kind of a weird things on stage, and this time we saw some kind of a transvestite performance by Mr. Spellgoth, along you doing some vocals. Where did this idea come from?
Today when we came here by bus.
Total improvisation.
Yeah.
How was Tuomas or Spellgoth able to perform on improvisation basis?
Always good.
What are your ideas about metal becoming so political all the time? Is it a burden or a opportunity?
Burden.
Why?
Why do you fucking do you wanna play this shit for like 30 minutes or 4 hours?
4 hours, please.
Why?
Just a short version.
Yeah, short. Why do you fucking, for example, don't combine politics, religion, and money? Short version.
So metal has, especially black metal, has been the case of kind of a like putting into the safe space, kind of a thing like politics being removed, all the offensive content is tried to be removed, not only by Antifa, but many instances, like people are supposed to play this kind of a nonsense music, like where everybody is just happy and content with nature, leaving the music with very little of real substance. So where do you stand in this fight, if we can call it that?
Personally, I just want to make good music, and all the lyrics and stuff around that, it's him. I'm happy with the music.
It's all about the riffs.
Yeah, and melodies.
What about you,
I
sir?
got a standpoint on that shit. Yeah, but it's not about. I never mix politics or religion. Never have with And Oceans, because And Oceans is a. It's never been about occult, satanic, or it's about.
Is it kind of an individual thing?
Yeah, it's individual, but you have to, search yourself and find yourself in a fucking place, but where you have never been, and it's about. You can take mushrooms, you can take heroin, you can drink, you can do what the fuck you want. You can be straight edge, it's okay, but it's about finding yourself in your inner self.
Do you provoke just out of the sheer fun of provocation?
Of course.
Why?
Why not?
That's an interesting question. So you're also active with your other bands. How does And Oceans play their role in this whole game of different bands?
Game of Thrones.
Game of bands.
Game of bands, yeah. We have a different band, a death metal band, which is more, I don't know, it's a death metal band.
But you also have Grind project,
Yeah.
and you also have your other death metal-ish projects.
Yeah, that's on hold now because we don't have a drummer. But that's a grindcore band. It's old band. We don't do anything with that one. So only Fester and Oceans now.
Yeah, they're the major bands at the moment. And Festa Day is, it's death metal, and we're gonna do it. It's old school, and we're gonna run it till we, drop.
And that's soon.
That's soon. So when you're deciding, what shows or tours there is to come, which band goes first?
Both.
Both at the same time.
Yeah. Now we don't play the same, gigs at the same time with the same bands, but if you think about it, it's a different lineup. 90% of maybe the same members, but death metal is different from black metal, and we are not black metal, so we could maybe, play with Festa Day and Oceans at the same time, but. No, I don't think it's gonna happen.
Do you need a different mindset when you're preparing for either gig?
Yeah, totally.
So what about these lineup changes prior to the interview, we had a little bit of chat about how lineups have changed throughout the years. Like you're not fully original lineups anymore. What are the major factors with lineup changes?
I think it's good friends since we were before teens, and it's like Timo and Teemu and me. We have been in the same band doing shit for since the 88 or something, 89. So we tried out something different bands with Havoc Unit and different members, but got down the drain, In a way, we just stick together because it's the fucking Musketeers. We have the strength and we support one another in all kind of way, just not in music, but in general life.
How does age has affected playing the music and doing tours? Some of you at least have families, wives and all that stuff, full day jobs. You're not students anymore. So how things have changed throughout the years?
Yeah, it's affecting for sure, because we don't want to make those pay yourself gigs or something like that.
Pizza.
Yeah.
It used to be like this, like you get some 50 Finnish marks to come all the way here, pay your own gasoline, you'll pay your own beers, and then you have this 30-minute slot in the beginning.
At least with and Oceans we have like that fan base, and we get more easily good gigs and like this festival and other gigs. But with Festiday we have to do some work, because we just released debut album.
So talking about albums, when is the next And Oceans album gonna be out, or will it be
Next year.
next year?
Hopefully early next year. Yeah.
You already had this Festiday album earlier this year, 2019. How does working with Festiday differ for And Oceans?
It's easier to work with Festiday because you play those alasteriffi. But
Elementary school, lower class.
yeah, but with And Oceans, of course, we have to. I don't know if we have raised the bar high or lower or whatever, but of course we want to make a really good album when we are releasing that. So
And the next And Oceans album will be something fucking different from nothing Cypher or AM God. It's gonna be, majestic sound-wise and lyric-wise, and as a concept album, and riffs is gonna be, something different than the dynamic or symmetry.
Are you in any way possible afraid of the audience
No.
response? I know what you're saying. I'm not going to listen to you.
I think we are, because we have been discussing to make this comeback or whatever years back, and we thought that maybe it's not a good idea. Maybe we should just leave the And Oceans as it were. But years went by, and then it was like, let's do it. So, yeah.
If there's one mistake you could fix from the past, what would it be?
Everything.
Is there a mistake? I don't know. You mean with And Oceans?
Exactly.
Maybe we should have continued when we had Century Media behind us, and I don't know what happened, but we were too inactive.
So basically, life happened, and
I could add on that we should have continued with higher heels.
higher heels.
Yeah.
Well, I guess this is a good time to just figure out what these bizarre bands with controversial replies, contradictive replies, and all that stuff is gonna be going through and whatever. But make sure you're gonna check out this music. You might be too young to remember all the albums, but in case you're old and you still have missed them, I don't know but to suggest this here. Go check out the bands on streaming services, on CDs, LPs, or the best live. Any final words?
Yeah, check out check it out live, because we are a pretty different band live compared to the vinyls or CDs or what the fuck.
Yeah, you don't get to see Transvestites on LP.
No, only in Jallu.
What about the butterfly that was flying around on your show?
Who the fuck was that?
Was that planned?
Jallu.
The butterfly,
The butterfly.
which was flying around you.
It was in your memory.
See, memory doesn't serve me right. Anyway, this is all from Steelfest 2019 regarding And Oceans.
Over and out.
Bye. Olipas kuufi, jos astuu taas.